You're listening to the Dominion Business Advisors podcast, where legacy-minded business owners find clarity, confidence, and biblical wisdom for building and exiting well. Hosted by Cameron Teich, a Christian kingdom-driven advisor, certified exit planning advisor, and founder of Dominion Business Advisors. This show is designed to help you grow the transferable value of your business, prepare for what's next, and finish the race with purpose. Each episode offers practical insight into exit planning, business strategy, and the team of professionals who walk with you on the path from success to succession. This isn't just about selling your company. It's about stewarding what God has entrusted to you and using business as a tool for impact that lasts beyond the bottom line. Let's dive in.
Hey, welcome back to the Dominion Business Advisors podcast, where we talk about building businesses that bless beyond the bottom line. I'm really glad that you're here today because this is an episode I've been looking forward to for a while. We're continuing our COI series, that's our Centers of Influence series, where we put a spotlight on the key professionals every business owner needs in their corner when it comes time to plan an exit. And today, we're talking about the financial advisor, the wealth manager, the person who often has the most intimate seat at the table when it comes to a business owner's financial life. But here's the tension I want you to sit with today. That person, the one who knows more about your money than almost anyone, is often not fully integrated into the exit planning process. And that gap, it costs business owners a lot. Sometimes millions of dollars, sometimes years of regret. So whether you're a business owner who's been quietly wondering what comes next, or a financial advisor who wants to truly serve your clients at a deeper level, this conversation is for you. We're going to walk through the role of the financial advisor before, during, and after an exit. We'll talk about what business owners should expect from their advisors and what advisors need to know to step into this space with confidence. And I'll walk you through exactly how Dominion works alongside wealth managers to make sure nothing falls through the cracks. All right, let's get into it. Let me paint a picture for you. A business owner spends 20, 30, maybe 40 years pouring everything they have into building something. Their time, their creativity, their savings, their sacrifice. And along the way, they've had a financial advisor in their corner, someone they trust, someone who knows their numbers, and someone who's helped them navigate the big moments. That relationship matters, and it's built on years of trust and context. But here's the problem, that some advisors are often managing a portfolio without ever fully accounting for the business, which for most owners is their largest asset by far. That's like having a really good mechanic who only checks 3 of your 4 tires. From a stewardship perspective, and we talk about stewardship a lot on this podcast, that is a problem. Proverbs 27:23 says, "Know well the condition of your flocks and give attention to your herds." In modern times, know your assets, all of them. A financial plan that doesn't account for the business isn't really a financial plan. It's a half-finished picture. That's why the financial advisor's role in exit planning isn't just helpful, but rather it's essential. And they're in the room early. When they're in the room early, they can help build a financial roadmap around realistic exit timelines, align the owner's liquidity needs with what the business is actually growing towards. They can work with CPAs to get ahead of tax implications before the deal is done. And they can also give owners something priceless, peace of mind, a clear picture of how all the pieces fit together. But here's what I really want financial advisors to hear. This isn't just a service you offer. This is an opportunity to be the person who shepherds your client through one of the most significant transitions of their life. The exit is not a transaction, but rather a transformation. And you're uniquely positioned to guide them through it. The question is, will you? Okay, let's get practical here. Because when it comes to business exits, the danger and the opportunity is always in the details. A financial advisor who's not integrated into the planning process can miss critical details that cost their client. But when they are involved, they become a powerful line of defense. Let me give you a few real-world examples of where things go wrong. The first one I call asset allocation without liquidity timing. I've seen advisors build out a full retirement plan based on the assumed proceeds from a business sale. Looks great on paper, but then the deal structure changes, part of the payout gets deferred, or it's contingent on performance for 3 years post-close. Suddenly, that retirement plan that was built on that liquidity doesn't hold up. When the advisor is at the table during negotiations, they can help align the wealth plan with the real-world timing of cash flows, and that is wisdom. It's stewardship in action. The second pitfall, overlooking tax implications. Exit events come loaded with tax complexity, capital gains, depreciation recapture, sometimes state-level taxes that owners simply weren't prepared for. If the advisor isn't working closely with a tax strategist and the exit planning team, they may promise outcomes that don't survive contact with reality. And suddenly, the number the owner thought they were walking away with feels a lot smaller. This is why at Dominion, we bring the financial advisor into the conversation before the letter of intent is even signed. We model different exit scenarios together, factoring in taxes, liquidity, income replacement, so the plan is grounded, not just optimistic. And the third one, this one's subtle but it's huge, is missing the identity and lifestyle gap. Exiting a business isn't just a financial event, it's a total life event. And for a lot of owners, the business has been their identity, their purpose, their community for decades. When that's suddenly gone, they drift, and we call that the post-exit vacuum. A faith-driven financial advisor is uniquely positioned to shepherd their client through that transition, to help them see wealth as a tool, not an end in itself, to ask better questions like, what is God calling you to in this next season? Or how does your wealth serve others from here? Proverbs 15:22 says, without counsel, plans fail, but with many advisors, they succeed. When the financial advisor is part of a coordinated team, they help ensure the client doesn't just finish rich, but they finish well. This is where the real value gets built, long before a buyer ever shows up. The advisor's job in this phase is to help the client prepare, financially and emotionally, for the eventual transition of their business. That means crafting multiple scenarios, like what does an exit look like in 2 years versus 5? What if the company sells for its current valuation versus a higher one? What if part of the deal is seller financing? It means aligning personal financial goals, retirement income, charitable giving, estate planning with the realistic liquidity events that could come from a sale or succession. If the owner is married, that plan needs to include the spouse's vision. If there are kids involved, now is the time to think about how the estate is structured. We often work with financial advisors to develop what we call a pre-exit personal financial plan. It asks questions like, what's your finish line number? What does your lifestyle look like post-exit? What are your giving goals? What do you want to leave behind financially, relationally, and spiritually? Proverbs 21:5 says, the plans of the diligent lead surely to advantage. That diligence starts long before the deal is on the table. Phase 2, during the exit, the steward of alignment. Once a transaction is underway, the advisor's role shifts to protecting alignment. Alignment between what the owner thinks they're walking away with and what they'll actually have in hand after taxes, fees, earn-out contingencies, and any seller financing that they agreed to. This is where the advisor becomes a critical member of the deal team, working alongside the CPA, the attorney, the exit planner, to make sure nothing is being agreed to in a vacuum. And honestly, the advisor also serves as an emotional anchor during this phase. Deal fatigue is real. Negotiations get messy, emotions run high, and the advisor can be the voice of calm, the one who keeps the owner focused on their long-term vision instead of reacting to short-term pressure. Practically, this is also when portfolio repositioning begins. The advisor needs to start preparing for how to receive, allocate, and safeguard a potentially large sum of capital, and they need to do it quickly, prudently, and in line with the plan that they've built together. Phase 3, after the exit and the shepherd of legacy. Once the business is sold and the wire clears, the work is not over. It's just entering a new chapter. Here, the financial advisor becomes a steward of legacy. They're managing investment risk based on new income realities. They're setting up trusts or donor-advised funds. They're helping the client figure out who they are now that their business identity is behind them. The best advisors we've seen do something deeper. They disciple their clients in financial stewardship, not just wealth accumulation, but wealth with a purpose. Luke 12:48 plainly says, "To whom much is given, much is required." The moment after liquidity is exactly when that calling becomes most real and most actionable. At Dominion Business Advisors, we don't just make room for financial advisors in this process, we depend on them. Because here's the truth. The financial advisor is often the only professional who remains in the client's life before, during, and after that exit, with the exception of potentially having a CPA involved. And that's a powerful position, but only if you choose to engage. Okay, I want to be really direct in this particular segment because too often, both business owners and financial advisors don't actually know what they don't know when it comes to exit planning. So let me speak to each group directly. If you're a business owner, your financial advisor, no matter how talented they are, cannot build you an accurate wealth plan without understanding your business. And yet most owners never bring their advisor into the exit conversation until it's way too late. That's a mistake and a costly one. Here's what you should expect from your advisor: a real understanding of how your business fits into your overall financial picture. Collaborate with your CPA, your attorney, and your exit planner. Candid conversations about when you can actually afford to exit, how much you need to net, and what you're going to do with your life afterwards. And if they're a person of faith, someone who can remind you that money is a tool, not the mission. If your current advisor isn't engaging at that level, it might be worth having a conversation about whether you're truly being served or just simply having your money managed. And if you're a financial advisor, listen closely because this part is very important. If you have business owner clients, and statistically most of you do, you are sitting on a massive opportunity to differentiate yourself. But the hard truth is that wealth managers who ignore the businesses are typically ignoring 70 to 90% of their clients' net worth. That's not comprehensive planning, and it's also completely incomplete stewardship. If you want to be truly indispensable to your clients, start by learning how exit planning works. Partner with advisors and consultants who can walk alongside you. Be proactive. Don't wait for your client to bring it up to you, because they probably won't until it's almost too late. Start asking better questions like, what is your business worth today? What is your plan to extract that value without losing your sense of purpose? Or how would a liquidity event change your giving, your lifestyle, or your family? And then bring the right people to the table. You were never meant to do this alone. Proverbs 11:14 says that where there is no guidance, the people fall, but in an abundance of counselors, there is victory. Be one of those counselors. Be the one who builds the team. I now want to take a few minutes being really transparent about how Dominion Business Advisors works, because I think some financial advisors worry that bringing in an exit planning firm means giving up control of their client relationships. And I want to address that directly. We don't replace you. We absolutely rely on you. And our whole model is designed to make you look really good to your client by giving you better intelligence and a stronger team around you. Let me walk you through our 3 phases of collaboration. Phase 1, shared clarity. At the start of every engagement, whether we're conducting an exit readiness assessment or leading a vision workshop, we invite the financial advisor to the table, because the worst thing that can happen is for the personal financial plan and the business value roadmap to be moving in different directions. Our exit readiness report gives you real data, the current enterprise estimated value of your business, a gap analysis between current profit, business value, and the owner's wealth targets, strategic priorities for value acceleration, liquidity timing estimates, and time and tax considerations that directly impact net proceeds. That gives you something tangible to work with, not guesses, but actual numbers you can build a financial plan around. Phase 2 is coordinated implementation. As we guide the owner through strategic milestones, typically in a 90-day action plans, we loop the advisor in at key decision points, when capital improvements need to be funded, when estate plans need to be updated because the valuation has changed, when deal structures start to take shape. And here's what we don't do. We don't touch the investment accounts. We're strategic business consultants, not financial advisors, even though many of us have backgrounds in financial planning. So when it comes to asset allocation, tax location, and investment risk, we defer to you every time. Our job is to bring business intelligence to the conversation. Your job is to bring financial intelligence. Combined, the result is transformational for the client. Phase 3 is the post-exit support. After the exit closes, we stay engaged as long as the client needs support, whether that's helping them step into a new kingdom-focused venture, facilitating conversations about family legacy, or coaching them through purpose, not just planning. And throughout all of it, you remain their trusted financial steward, but now you're supported by a team that helped get them to the other side without regret. That is partnership, and that is how we win together for the client. One of the most valuable things any of us can do as exit planners, as financial advisors, and as trusted advisors in a business owner's life is learn to recognize when someone is quietly asking the question they haven't said out loud yet. And that question is, what's next? Most business owners don't walk into your office and say, I'm ready to start exit planning. It almost never happens that clearly. But if you're paying attention, really paying attention, you'll hear it. Listen for statements like, I'm getting tired. I don't know how much longer I can keep doing this at this pace. Or, my kids don't want the business and I'm not sure who would even buy it. Or, we've had a great run, but honestly, I don't know what the company is worth or what I'd even do if I stepped away. Or even, I feel successful, but I don't feel free. And lastly, I want to be more present with my family. I want to give more, but I can't seem to step back. That's all exit language. Even when the word exit never comes up, it's about freedom, it's about clarity, and it's about legacy. When you hear it, here's a simple way to open the door. Say something like, "It sounds like you're starting to think about life beyond the business. Have you ever had someone actually help you evaluate your exit readiness?" You don't have to be the expert on exit planning to start that conversation. You just have to be the trusted voice who opens the door. For faith-driven business owners, these signals go even deeper. Sometimes what you're hearing isn't just burnout, but it's a spiritual stirring. God calling someone into a new season of impact or rest or generosity. They might be sitting with questions like, "Is this still what I'm called to do?" Or even, "How do I make sure this business outlives me and blesses people beyond me?" And that's a sacred moment, and it deserves wise counsel from you and from a coordinated team that can guide the entire transition. At Dominion Business Advisors, we built a tool specifically for this moment. We built an entire software program, and we run something called the Dominion Exit Readiness Assessment, and it evaluates an owner across 3 dimensions: personal readiness, are they emotionally and spiritually prepared to leave? Financial readiness, will the proceeds actually meet their goals? And business readiness, is the company actually transferable? The assessment gives owners a score, a benchmark, and clear next steps. It takes the mystery out of the process and replaces it with clarity and peace. We encourage advisors to use this as a gateway conversation, because when you can recognize that a client is ready and you have the right team to support them, you have the opportunity to change the entire trajectory of their lives. I want to close with something simple, but something I mean deeply. A good exit isn't just a transaction. It's a transition from control to calling, from business owner to legacy builder. And the financial advisor, when fully integrated into that journey, is not just a manager of money. They are a multiplier of mission. Business owners, you've worked too hard, sacrificed too much, and impacted too many lives to treat the exit like an afterthought. You need a team that sees the whole picture, your wealth, your business, your family, your faith, and knows how to bring all of it into alignment. Don't wait until you're exhausted to start planning. Start the conversation now. And this isn't about retirement, it's about a redeployment of what God has given to you. Financial advisors, your influence in a business owner's life is real and it's irreplaceable, but your impact multiplies when you step into the exit conversations with confidence. You don't need to have all the answers, you just need the right partners. And that's what we are here for, to walk with you, not over you. At Dominion, we believe business owners have been given a sacred responsibility, not just to grow their wealth, but to steward a legacy. And for that, I'm happy. For that to happen well, they need wise counselors who understand the path and who help them finish with purpose. That's the invitation. Whether you're advising, investing, building, or preparing to transition, remember this: you were never meant to do this alone. Thanks so much for spending this time with me today on the Dominion Business Advisors podcast. I hope this conversation gave you a clear picture of what it looks like when a financial advisor is truly integrated into the exit plan, not just managing a portfolio, but helping steward a legacy. If you're a business owner and you're starting to wonder what's next, or a financial advisor who wants to bring more value to your clients, I'd love to connect with you. Head over to dominionbusinessadvisors.com. You can access our exit readiness assessment, schedule a consultation, and find free resources to help you think through the road ahead. And if this episode was valuable to you, would you do me a favor? Leave a review, share it with a colleague, or send it to a business owner you know who's quietly asking, what's next? Until next time, lead with wisdom, build with purpose, and finish with faith.
You've been listening to the Dominion Business Advisors podcast, where we don't just talk about exit planning, we deliver what every serious business owner truly wants: clarity for the journey, confidence in the process, and a legacy that lasts. If that's what you're after, know this: there are 100 consultants who can help you sell your business. But how many of them steward your vision, your values, and your victory from beginning to end? How many align their strategy with Christ and His kingdom? How many bring order to the chaos, integrate your advisors, and see the whole picture, from the numbers to the narrative to the next chapter? That's what we do. That's who we are. That's Dominion Business Advisors. So if you're ready to stop drifting and start designing the future you were called to lead, don't wait. Leave a 5-star rating and review to help others find this message. Then visit dominionbusinessadvisors.com to access the tools, roadmaps, and strategies we've crafted to help legacy-minded owners like you exit with purpose and finish well. You were never meant to do this alone. And now, you don't have to. We'll see you in the next episode.